Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this scarf here. Turned out very pretty. Now this scarf is made with the diagonal weave stitch. It is not hard at all. I would consider it though an advanced beginner pattern. You need to know how to chain, single crochet, double crochet, and triple crochet. There's no post stitch in it at all. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually really pretty easy. Now my scarf measures about 5 foot long and about almost 6 inches wide. Of course, you can make yours longer and wider if you want by making your chain longer in the beginning and by adding more rows to it. But that's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Okay. For this project I used, now this is from Hobbii, Hobbii, based in Denmark. This is their lollipop. It's 20% wool, 80% acrylic. And it is a medium weight number 4. Now you don't have to use this yarn. Any medium weight number 4 will work. The color that I have in my hands is it's color number 28, which is called New York. There are 382 yards per skein or per cake. You're going to need more than one. You're probably getting not much more than one, but probably maybe 25 yards. That's just a guess of a medium weight number 4. Now, when you look at this yarn, you can see that it's got long stripes in it. This scarf was color controlled. The stripes did not come out perfect like this. When I say color control, I mean I used this yarn, and when I got to the end of the row, I cut it off and I went to the next color and started again. That way every row would be a different color. That way there were no stops in the middle. Like say there would be, if I didn't cut it off, there'd be like a half a row of there'd be like 2 rows of black. Half of it would be black and then the other half would be brown. So that's what color control means, where you control how and where you want to put the stripes. So if you happen to use this or any other type of striping yarn, you don't have to color control. If you don't mind the colors breaking up, that's fine. I like things to be more consistent. That's why I color control my yarn. So yeah, so this isn't the way it played out of the skein. I clipped each color at the end of the row and then I started with the next color. So that's how that worked. But remember, you don't have to do it that way if you don't mind the colors starting in the middle and stuff. So then I used a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Alright, so I'm going to show you on a smaller scale. So this the diagonal weave stitch is done in a multiple of 6 plus 3, which means your beginning chain needs to be divisible by 6, and then you add 3 more to your base chain. That is if you want to make your scarf longer than mine. Remember, mine's about 5 feet. Now for mine, I chained 231 stitches. So once you get, if you want to follow along, once you get your chain of 231, remember that is the length of your scarf. So if you want it longer, by all means, multiples of 6 plus 3. But 231 for me. Now what I want to go ahead and do is single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. Like that. And now we're going to work along row 1, putting 1 single crochet in every single stitch until we get to the end of the row. So row 1 is just 1 single in every stitch for the length of your chain. Alright, once you get to the end of row 1, you should have a total of 230 stitches. Okay? Now we're going to start row 2. Row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. What we're going to do is we're going to put a double crochet right there into that very first stitch. And now we're going to start the repeat of the row. So what we're going to do is we are going to skip 3 stitches. Skip, skip, skip. In the next one we are going to do a triple crochet. So that's where we yarn over twice. So you skipped your 3, and in the next one we're going to triple crochet. And we want to do a triple crochet in the next 2 also, so that you have 3 triple crochets in a row. So there we go. Now we got 3 triples in a row. Now we skipped these 3 stitches. Now we're going to go ahead and back up, and we're going to work in them. And we're going to put 3 triple crochets in them, starting with the very first one up here that we skipped. So we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to go across the front of these triple crochets. It's a little awkward at first, but trust me, it gets really easy once you start doing it. Go into that very first stitch that we skipped, and triple crochet into it. So there's one, and then you need to go to the next one that we skipped and triple crochet into it. Sometimes you have to dig around and move all the stitches out of the way to find the ones that you skipped. So go to the next one right here and triple crochet into it. And then the last one, which is right there, and triple crochet in it. I find it easier to kind of fold my work like that and then do my triple crochet. And that's what it looks like, kind of a crossed mess, but it will work out in the end. So we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. Skip, skip, skip. And then the next 3, we're going to put 1 triple crochet in each of them. So we yarn over twice, we skip, skip, skip. In the next one, we triple crochet. And then we triple crochet into the next. And again in the next. Like that. Now we're going to back it up, and we are going to triple crochet in the 3 that we skipped, starting with the very first one over here. But remember, we cross the stitches from the front like this. These 3 stitches, we go from the front, and then we go into that very first stitch that we skipped. I know it looks confusing, but you can do it. Trust me, I know that you can. Once you get this down, you will fly by. Go into the next one and triple crochet, and then there's one more left. I got to move my stitches around to find it right there, and then I need to triple crochet into that one, just like that. And we got a mess of tangled up stitches, but that's okay, they'll lay flat later. Now we're going to repeat it again. So we're going to skip 3 stitches, skip, 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 and then we're going to triple crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, and there's 3, and then we're going to back it up, triple crochet in the 3 that we skipped, starting with the very first one over here. Remember to go around the front of these stitches with your hook like this, and go into that first stitch that we skipped and triple crochet, and then the next 2 that we skipped and triple crochet. And we're going to repeat this pattern until we get to the end of the row. Just like that. So that's what it kind of looks like. Not much right now. Once you get more rows on it, it's going to look awesome. So again, we're just going to repeat. We're going to skip 3 and triple crochet in the next 3. And then go back and triple crochet in the 3 that we skipped, starting with the first one. And we're going to keep doing that until we get to our last stitch of the row. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 2, and that's what it kind of looks like. You can straighten these up a little bit. I have 1 stitch left on the end. I want to go ahead and put a double crochet to end row 2. And you'll have 230 stitches still. If you're following along with me, you'll always have 230 at the end of every row. So that's what it kind of looks like. Now, if you want to change colors here, you can. What I do when I change colors is I just tie off my yarn. This is what I did whenever I used this yarn. Whenever I finished out of color, even though there was still more, say I was using yellow, even though there was more yellow left, I would chop it off and then I would start over with the brown. That's called color control. You don't have to do that though. I mean, you can make it all one solid color. You can just use your cake the way it comes out, however you want to do it. So I'm going to bring in a new color. And for row 3, I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to start my yarn in this very first stitch. Now, rows 3 and 4 are the repeat rows for the whole scarf. It's a 2-row repeat. So I'm going to start my yarn in that first stitch by chaining 1. Now I want to do 4 double crochets in a row. Our first one goes right here in this very first stitch that we started our yarn in. So we go ahead and put a double crochet there. That counts as number 1. We want 4 in a row. So that's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. So now we're going to start the repeat for row 3. We are going to skip the next 3 stitches. So skip, 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 and we're going to put a triple crochet into the next 3, which are these 3 back here. 1, 2, 3. So we go ahead and triple crochet. We skip these 3 in front, and triple crochet in these 3 that are kind of set in the back there. Now this is similar to the previous row, but there is one difference. Instead of working, we're going to go back and we're going to work triple crochets in the 3 that we skipped, starting with the first one. But instead of working across the front of our stitches, we're going to work across the back. It's a little bit more difficult, not hard, just awkward, I would say. So you go from behind and you grab the first, I always have to look and find it here and put my finger by it. And then you go into that first one from the back and then do your triple crochet. And it'll get easier the more you do. And then you want to do the next one from the back. Triple crochet. And then again, the next one here that we skipped. Just like that. So that's what it kind of looks like. Okay, now we are going to skip 3 stitches again and triple crochet into the next 3, these back here. So we're going to yarn over twice, like we're going to do a triple, skip these 3 in front and triple crochet in the 3 that's kind of set in the back. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to work triple crochets in the 3 that we skipped, starting with the first one, but we have to go behind the stitches to do it. So we're going to yarn over twice. I always try to hold that first one in place when I'm working from the behind. That way I know which one it is. Turn your yarn all the way over. Push these back with your hook so you can see what you're doing. And right here is my first stitch. Go into it. I hold it down like that. And then go ahead and do your triple. That first one's always the hardest to get. But after that, you'll be able to see the next 2 really easy. Triple crochet into the next 2. You can just keep holding down these stitches. That way they're not getting in your way. Like that. Okay, and that's what we're going to repeat again. we're going to skip these 3 stitches here, and we're going to triple crochet in these 3 that are kind of set in the back. Like that. Now we're going to back it up and triple crochet in the 3 that we skipped, starting with the first one. Remember, we have to do it from the back side. So I'm going to find my first one. I'm going to put my thumb on it. And then I'm going to pull all these stitches back. And I'm going to go into that first stitch back here. There we go. Once you get that first one down, you can hold these stitches down now. Oh, I got to yarn over twice for a triple crochet. Sorry about that. Thought I was doing a double. And then triple crochet into the next 2 also. Just like that. And this is the pattern we're going to repeat until we get to our last 4 stitches. And that's what it starts to look like. Remember, you can kind of fiddle with them to make them lay down better. But that's what it starts to look like. So go ahead and repeat that pattern until you get to the end of the row. Okay, once you make it to the end and you have 4 stitches left here, I got these 3 and then I have this double crochet here on the end. I'm going to go ahead and put a double crochet into the last 4. That way it matches when we put a double crochet into the first 4. Now both our ends match. Just like that, and that'll end row 3, and you'll still have your 230 stitches. So that's what it starts to look like. I'm going to change colors again. Clip my yarn off. Remember, you do not have to change colors. You can keep going with a solid yarn, a striped yarn, however you want to do it. But again, when I color controlled, I would have, if I was using the brown yarn this time, even though it wasn't finished at the end of the row, I still would have clipped it off and moved on, started fresh with the black. That way my rows were consistent. Now I'm going to turn my piece and I'm going to start row 4. Now row 4 is very similar to the first row we did. So go ahead and make sure you turn your work. Go ahead and start into the very first stitch and chain 1. Now I'm going to put a double crochet right back into that very first stitch. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to skip 3 stitches, skip, 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 and I am going to triple crochet into the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now, like I said, it's very similar to this row, row 2. We're going to go back to the 3 stitches that we skipped, starting with the first one, and we're going to triple crochet in them, and we're going to go across from the front this time. The last row we went from the back, this time we go across the front. That's really the only difference. That's what makes them crisscrossed. Remember, you got to dig around a little bit to look for your stitches. And then the next one. Just like that. And now I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to skip the next 3 stitches. So skip, 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 and triple crochet into the next 3. And then I'm going to back it up, the 3 I skipped right here. I'm going to triple crochet starting with the first one. Go around the front of these stitches this time, not the back. Since we're on the front of our work, we go across the front of our stitches. When we're on the back of our work, we work across the back. Like that. Again, skip 3 stitches, skip, 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 triple crochet into the next 3. go back and triple crochet in the 3 that we skipped. Quit working around the front of your stitches this time. And this is the pattern we're going to repeat until we get to the end of the row. And remember, you got to kind of straighten up your triple crochets to make them lay flat. They get a little bumpy looking. So I'm going to repeat this pattern until I get to the end of the row. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 4. I have 1 stitch left, this double crochet on the end, and go ahead and double crochet to end the round. 230 stitches still. Straighten them out. But that's what it starts to look like. Okay, so that's it. Now it's just a repeat of rows 3 and 4. You just keep repeating rows 3 and 4 until you get your scarf the width that you want it to be. Now, if you're following along with me, I did a total of 10 rows, and that is counting that row of single crochet. So I got the single crochet row was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And mine's just shy of 6 inches. If you want to make more rows, you by all means, you make it as thick as you want. But remember, you will need more yarn than what I said at the beginning. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you did. I think it turned out really nice. Now, I generally don't wear crochet stuff other than hats, but you know what? I might wear the scarf. I love the colors, and I like how the stitch looks super complicated, but actually once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. I love it. It's beautiful. So if you make this, the scarf, I'd really love to see a picture. You can post a picture on my Facebook page, or if you follow me on Instagram, you can tag me in your Instagram post if you make this scarf. I always enjoy seeing what people make from my tutorials. Hopefully you ever follow along okay. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my other tutorials. I have hundreds of tutorials that I have on my channel already, and I do more. Also, I do lots of yarn talk. If you like yarn like me, I love yarn. Learn about new yarns and stuff, so you don't want to miss out on that. So hit that subscribe button. If you look over there on the right hand side of the screen, I'm going to put a playlist of all my other scarves in case you make this and maybe you decide you want to make a different one. You could scroll through there. Maybe you'll find another one that you like and want to make. So that's it. Until next time, have a good day.